सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम्। या वॉल्यूम थोड़ा मोटा कर जा। Page 389. तौह प्रजापतिर्वाच साद्वलं कृतौ सुवसनौ परिष्कृतौ भूत्वा उदशरावे अवेक्षेथामिति। तौह साद्वलं कृतौ सुवसनौ परिष्कृतौ भूत्वा उदशरावे अवेक्षाञ्चक्रादे। तौह प्रजापतिरुवाच किं पश्यत इति। तौह प्रजापति उवाच। To both of them, Indra and Virochana, Prajapati said, Sadvalam Krutau, well adorned, well ornamented, Suvasano, well attired with expensive clothes as you normally have in your palaces. Parishkrutau, become clean, meaning that cut your hair, clip your nails, Bhutva, becoming thus presentable as the kings. Udasharave avekshathamidi, may you look into the plate full of water. Tauha sadvaram krutau suvasanau parishkrutau bhutva. They obediently ordered the instruction and became exactly as they were instructed. Udasharave avekshan chakrade, and looked into the plate full of water. Did not say anything. na adidesha yadajñātam tanme prabhrutamiti. So when earlier Prajapati told them to look into a plate full of water as they were, meaning those who had observed penance for 32 years, lived a life of brahmacharya and student life, with long hair, with long nails, So they were asked to look into the water. And they were asked, what do you see? That time, then Prajapati said, Yat atmano na vijanita tanme prabhrutamiti. Look into the plate full of water and what you do not know about Atma. Meaning what you do not see about Atma. Because Prajapati already has said, Ya Atma apahata papma vijaraha vimrutyu. So these lakshanas or characters of Atma were already described to them. Idad amrutam ahayam etad brahma iti. This is immortal, this is fearless, this is Brahma. Ish akshini purusho drishyate. The one who is the drashta in the eyes, the witness. So then Prajapati expected that when these two persons will see in water, they will not find all these characteristics. They will say, we don't see the apahadapapmatvam, vijaratvam, vimrutyatvam, abhayatvam, amaratvam, we don't see. But then they did not respond, did not report back. Tauha udasharave avekshan chakrate. Just looked at them and did not say anything. Tauha prajapati uvacha. To them, Prajapati said, Kim pashyata iti. Hey, what do it is to see in there? So Prajapati realized that they have not understood the purpose of this experiment. Meaning that this experiment has not led them to change their conclusion that the reflection is Atma or the body is Atma. Indra concluded that the reflection is Atma when they were told, Yesha Akshini Purusha, the person, the conscious being that is seen in the eyes. And so, looking into the eyes, Indra concluded that the Prajapati meant that it is Chaya or reflection is Atma. Whereas, I guess Virochana must have concluded that that reflection is due to body, therefore body is Atma. So Prajapati recognized that this is what they have concluded from their question. That when we look at the apso parikhyayate, apsu parikhyayate, apsu. So that which is seen in the water and also that which is seen in the mirror. So which one of them is Atma? So naturally Prajapati realized that they are literally taking a statement and they have concluded that either reflection or the body is Atma. To help them arrive at understanding that this conclusion is wrong, Prajapati conducted an experiment with them and asked them to look at the plate full of water. But they saw the same thing. So they did not realize what the intention of Prajapati was. And as they were told, they looked into this water and said, so prabhutam, you tell me what you do not know. But here they say, so tau udusharave avekshan chakre. They all looked into the plate full of water and did not report what it is that they do not see. Meaning that their conclusion was not changed. So their conclusion, in spite of looking at the water, the conclusion that the reflection is Atma or the body is Atma, it did not change. So then Prajapati said, all right, I will conduct another experiment, further experiment. And therefore, at this time Prajapati said, Kim pashyate. What do you see? Meaning that, please make note of what you see. Atmana yattaya avadharane krite. So he expected that when these two persons will see in water, they will now recognize what the nature of Atma is. So, that was the intention of Prajapati in telling them, what do you see? For them to make a note of what the nature of Atma is. And they reported, Tahu Chatuhu Samyevadam Avam Atmanam Pashyavah Alomabhyah Anakhebhyah Pratirupamiti. Sramevedam Avam Pratirupam Atmanam Pashyavah. Sir, we see the self Pratirupam as reflected. Alomabhyah Anakhebhyah. All the way up to the hair, from the hair to the nails, we see the Atma in its entirety here. So that's what Prajapati is, all right, now make note of this. This is what Atma is now. Then Prajapati is, all right, so as we say, now clean up yourself and then put on good clothes and ornaments and now see. Now here Prajapati did not say, what you do not see, tell me. Just see. So then they exactly, conform to the instruction. Avekshan Chakrade, and both of them looked at themselves in the water. Then Prajapati asked them, so now what was the intention behind this experiment of asking them to remove the hair and nail on one hand and put on the new clothes and ornaments on the other hand? What are the intentions? The Bhashyakara said, Sadhu alankara suvasanadinam agantukanam chayakaratvam udasharave. If they had exactly noted how Atma was in the previous case, then they recognize that Sadhu Alankara, now this Atma has ornaments and expensive clothes, Agantuka, which the Atma did not have before. So Atma earlier did not have the ornaments and the good clothes, and now Atma has. So that aspect in the Atma, the Alankara and Suvasana, these are what? Agantukanam. They are incident, adventitious, meaning they are new, they have come. Chayakaratam. So they would have thought that this is Agantuka, meaning that they are not Atma. See, if they had noted what Atma was, then they would have noted that Atma was with nails and hair, and as they saw earlier, as they reported. At that time, the ornaments and clothes, new clothes were not there, which now they see, so they will conclude that this is adventitious. And they are not Atma, and still they get reflected. Chayakaratvam udasharave yatha sharira sambandhanameva. So they are not body, but they are connected to the body. So these ornaments, etc., which are connected to the body, which are anatma, and they are reflected in water. Meaning that what gets reflected in the water is not atma. That's the conclusion should have been. That ornaments, etc., are not atma, and they get reflected in the water. Which means that what gets reflected in the water is anatma. That should have been their conclusion or understanding. Evam sharirasyavi chayakaratvam puram babhuva. So then they would have thought further. Just like right now the ornaments etc. are reflected and they are not Atman. Similarly, earlier also when we saw Atma with hair and nail, that also was reflected. That also should not be Atma. Iti gamyate, number one. Sharireka deshanam cha lomanakhadyana nityatvan abhipretanam. Formerly they thought that the hair and nail are Atma because nityatvan abhipretanam sangatantargata atmatven grahitana. Formerly, just as the body was taken to be Atma, so also the nail and hair also were taken to be Atma earlier. So what was taken to be Atma is absent now. So nityatven abhipretanam akhanditanam chayakaratvam puramasit. Earlier, so what was thought to be Atma was reflected in the water. Chinneshu teshu neva lomrakhavinam chaya drishyate. But when they were cut or paired, we do not see the reflection. And so, therefore, something about Atma came, namely the ornaments, etc. Something about Atma went away, namely nail and hair, etc. So, agama painam. So, ornaments, etc., agama, they came. Nakha, etc., were apai, they disappeared. So, appearance and disappearance. It's very clear that what appears cannot and disappears cannot be Atma. So just as the ornaments that appear and nails that disappeared, they are not Atma, and still they got reflected in water. Therefore, whatever gets reflected in the water is not Atma. This is what they should have understood. So, sharirasyapi agama payatvam siddhamiti. So, that means whatever gets reflected is agama pai. Subject to appearance and disappearance of anatma. And sharira, the body also gets reflected. And therefore, there is also anatma. Agama pai, subject to appearance. Aji તમે લોકો પેલું લાવ્યા નથી સપોર્ટ પેલું શું નથી લાવ્યા? So agamapayitvam. So sharirasyapi, the body also is subject to appearance and એટલે બીજા કોઈ લાવવાનું નથી, આપણે ફોલો અપ કરવાનું છે. Appearance and disappearance. That means anatma. So body also is anatma. That should have been clear. Iti siddham Bhashyakara said. Udasharavadau drishyamanasya tad nimittasya cha. Udasharavadau drishyama, whatever is seen in water, etc. Meaning in the mirror also and then any other reflecting surface, whatever is seen is what? Drishyamanasya tad nimittasya. Drishyamana is what? A reflection. The nimitta means due to which the reflection is only body, understand? So Bhashyakara has twofold pratigna. Bhashyakara says that udasharavado drishyamanasya tad nimittasya cha dehasya anatmatvam siddham. Tad nimittasya cha dehasya. So udashara, what is seen is not body. What is seen in water and other reflecting surface is not body, is seen the reflection. So that reflection is anatma. From this experiment they will recognize. The nimittasya cha, and what is nimitta? Dehasya. The body, because of which the reflection is, also is anatma. Siddham. The non-selfness, anatmatvam of the reflection, as well as that, because of which the reflection is in the body, is established. How is it established? So Bhashyakara himself presents the Anumana. So Pratigna is stated. What is Pratigna? Drishyamanasya tannimittasya dehasya anatmatvam. Two Pratigna is there. Then what should be there? Hetu must be there. udasharavadau chayakaratvat. What's the reason they're anatma? Udasharavadau chayakaratvat, because they cause reflection in water. And whatever causes reflection is anatma. Why? Deha sambandha alankaradivat. Drishtanta. Whatever gets reflected is anatma. Deha sambandha alankaradivat. Like the ornaments, etc., which are connected to the body. And what else? The nakha and the loma, which are also connected to the body. They're anatma. And they were chaya karatvat. So whatever causes reflection is anatma. So from the alankara and from nakha and loma, the conclusion is that definitely the anatma, because agama is subject to appearance and disappearance, and they are reflected. So anatma is reflected there, where whatever is reflected is anatma. And body also is reflected. So body also is anatma. The reflection and what is reflected was anatma. This is as siddham. This is iti. So agama is siddham iti. That iti siddham also. So iti siddham. This is established. So idea is that Bhasyakara has made twofold pratigna. What is twofold? Drishyamanasya tad nimittasya anatmatvam. So Bhasyakara should go in two hetus, for two pratigna. But hetu is only what? Chayakaratvat. The Tikakara in the line 25 says, Chayatvat tat karatvat chaiti yathakramam pratignyadve hetudvayam yojyam. Chayatvat anatmatvam, chayakaratvat anatmatvam. Chayatvat, because it is reflection, therefore anatma, and chayakaratvat, because it causes reflection, therefore also is anatma, body. Anyatha chayayaha anatmatva sadhane hetu asiddhisya. If chayakaratvam, that it is that which causes reflection is anatma, then that only includes body. It does not include reflection. Reflection does not cause reflection, understand? If chayakaratma means that which causes anatma is the hetu, then the body causes reflection, so is anatma. But how about the reflection? Reflection doesn't cause reflection, that hetu would not include the anatmatvam of chaya. Therefore, chayatvat. So what is chaya also is anatma? Chaya karatvat, what causes chaya also is anatma. Chaya karatvat is the part. So there is another part of this tikakara is chaya karatvat. Earlier also it was said, here also, is the part. The anatma prasadane chayakaratva hetvantaram drashtavyam. Chayakara means what? That which appears as chaya. Chaya akaratva. So that which is in the akara or form of chaya. So chayakaratva anatatmam. So that which is in the form of chaya is anatma, is deha. So dehasya anatmatva hetvantam. That was an additional hetu for establishing the anatmatvam of the deha, because deha appears as chaya or reflection. Again Tikakara says, Hetu udasharavadi visheshana swarupa kathanartham deha sambandha alankaradhiyapi Pratibimbabhuto bimbabhutasya yathakramam pratignadve drishtanta. Because drishtanta also must be true. If pratigna are true, then the hetu also must be true, and drishtanta also must be true. Bhasyakara only one hetu, chayakaratvat, one drishtanta, so sadhu alankara. But two hetu must be there. What are two hetu? Chayatvat, chayakaratvat. Two hetus should be understood. And two drishtanta. What two drishtanta? Udaya Sharavadi Visheshana Swarupa Kathanartham. Because what is seen in the water is what is the Swarupa of that is what is being told is Anatma. Deha Sambandha Alankaradihapi Pratibhimbhutah Bimbabhutascha Yathakramam. So Deha Sambandha Alankaradivat. Also we must see two drishtanta. Deha Sambandha Alankara is what? Twofold. Pratibhimbhutah and Bimbabhutascha. Alankaradihi Pratibhimbhutah Bimbabhuta. Alankara also is reflected, that is Pratibimba. Alankara itself is Bimba. So Pratibimba also is an Atma and Bimba also is an Atma. Chaya also is an Atma and Deha also is an Atma. Therefore, Pratignyadvevi Drishtanta Yojya. So this Tikakara is a little more thorough. That's all it is. The two Pratignyas are there, so two Hetus must be there and two Drishtanta must be there. Evam Chakaratva Hetuttvena Dehata Prabimbayoho Agambhayat Hetunapi Anatmatvam. So Bhashyakara has not in fact used this earlier discussion. What Bhashyakara said in the line, last line on page 389 was Ataha lo manakhadivat sharirasyapi agama payatvam siddham. So agama payatvam, that hetu has not been used by Bhashyakara to establish anatmatvam. Only chayakaratvam is used. But in fact another hetu is there. Agama payatatvat anatmatvam. So the chaya and the nimitta of chaya body, both of them being agamapai. How? So sadhu alankaradivat, lo malakhadivat. Sadhu alankara is what? Agama. And alankara nakharuma is a pai. So agama paitvat. So both of them are anatma. Therefore, what is agama pai? What is subject coming, appearing, disappearing also is anatma. And therefore, Sharira also is anatma. So both of them are reflected. Therefore, both the Sharira also is anatma. So the additional hetu. So says Tikakara, come back to page 390 and line 28. Evam chayakaratva hetuna iva. So chayakaratva hetuna iva, like same hetu. Chayakaratvat or chayakaratvat, they are hetu, na iva. Deha tat prabimbayoho agama payatu hetuna api anatmattam. Similarly, the body and its reflection, both of them also are subject to coming and going because they are reflected. Therefore, they are anatma. So, anatmatvam. So, Bhashyakara is not commented, it's taken for granted. That was agamapai is anatma, siddhavat pratyam. So, iti siddham is said with reference to chaya and nimitta. But that is understood that what an agamapai, what is subject to appearance and disappearance is not amritam, is not vijaram, is not vimrityu, therefore is an atma definitely. Because atma cannot be subject to coming and going because it is vijara vimrityu and here it is coming and going, so it is an atma, body and reflection. Siddhavat kritya means that it is already understood. So Bhashyakara did not mention specifically. But then same hetu is used for something else. Tena eva hetuna. What is hetu? Agama payatva hetuna. Sukhadehe anatmatva dhanatvam sadhyam. So Bhashyakara uses that hetu for establishing anatmatvam of the atma dharma. So atma is so body is anatma. So whatever is dharma of the body also is anatma. That Bhashyakara will say subsequently. So anatma dharmatvam sadhyam sukhadehe. The happiness, unhappiness, etc., which are not reflected, understand. So, reflected cannot be the hetu for establishing the anatmatvam, happiness, etc. But agamapayitam, happiness also comes and goes, unhappiness also comes. So, if what comes and goes is anatma, then sukham, dukkham, etc. are also agamapayi, therefore they are anatma. So, this hetu of agamapayitvam is applied to establish anatmatvam sukhadehe. So, Bhashyakara says in the first line, न केवलम् एतावत् एतेन यावत् किंच इदम् आत्मीयत्व अभिमतम् सुख दुःख राग द्वेष मोहादि च कादाचित्त्वात् न खलु मादिवत् अनात्मा इति प्रत्येतव्यम्. न केवलम एतावदेत एव. Not only that the reflection and the body are anatma, but yavat kinchita, whatever it is, atmiyatvena abhimatam. So what is thought to be atmiya, meaning belonging to atma, which is dharma, atma dharmatvena abhimatam. So look at Anandagiri. Na kevalam, in the first line, line 14, Atmatva Abhimatam Ahang. So he reads Atmatva Abhimatam. Yavat Kinchit Idanim Atmatvena Abhimatam, not Atmiyatvena Abhimatam, Atmatvena Abhimatam. So whatever is thought to be Atma, what is it? Ahankaradi. In the line 14, Atmatva Abhimatam meaning Ahankaradi. Iti Shesh, we have to add that. Atmatva Abhimatam Ahankaradi. And then Atmiyatva Abhimatam Sukha Dukkha Raga Dveshadi. See, Ahankara is thought to be Atma. Sukha Dukkha is thought to be not Atma. It is Atmiya. If it takes Ahankara to be the self, and Sukha Dukkha is the dharma of the self. When we call ourselves Sukhi Dukkhi, this Sukha Dukkha is the dharma of the attributes of Atma. Of what? Ahankara is Atma and Sukha Dukkha is the dharma of the Atma. This is the usual conclusion. So Bhashyakara says that this experiment of looking into the water with all Alankara etc. has revealed that the Alankara and Loma, Nakha etc. are Agamapai and the Anatma, therefore whatever is Agamapai is Anatma. And Ahankara is Agamapai, Sukha Dukkha is Agamapai, so therefore Anatma. So Bhashyakara says that the hetu which was used to establish a reflection of body is Anatma, same hetu also can be applied to establish the Ahankara as well as the Sukha Dukkha etc. as Anatma. So yavat kinchita Atmatvena Abhimatam Ahankaradi, Anandagiri says. Then Anandagiri says, Mohadu Atmiyatva Abhimatam iti adhyaha. So, this is how you have to read now. Look at the Bhashya. Na kevalam etadat etana yavat kinchit Atmatva Abhimatam Ahankaradi Atmiyatva Abhimatam Sukha Dukkha Raga Dvesha Mohadi Atmiyatva Abhimatam. This is how we have to read. Because Ahankara is taken to be Atma. Sukha Dukkha Mohadi is taken as Atmiya, means the belonging to Atma. Kadachit, there are also Agamapaya or Kadachit means what? Kadachit. Kadachit is there sometime. Kadachitka means what? Being there sometimes. The state of being there sometimes, again being subject to coming and going. Being adventitious. Nakhaloma divat anatma iti pratyetavyam. So like Nakhaloma, they are Kadasitka, they are anatma. So Sukha Dukkha also is Kadachitta means what? There sometime and not there some other time. So Sukha is not all the time there, there sometimes. Dukkha comes, Sukha goes away. Then Lobha comes, Kama comes, Krodha comes, etc. They all each come, other fellows go away. So all these, so Sukha, Dukkha, Raga, Dvesha, Moha, all of these are constantly changing. One comes, the others go. Meaning all of them are of the nature of coming and going. Because Kadasitka or Agamapai or appearance and disappearance or being adventitious, being Agantuka, being, so incidental. So whatever that is anatma. Therefore, Atmatman Abhimatam Ahankara, etc., which is thought to be Atma, that also is subject to coming and going and changing. And Sukha Dukkha Mohadi, which is thought to be Atmiya or Atma Dharma, they are also Agamapai, therefore they are also Anatma. Iti Pratyetavyam, this also that Pratiti, meaning that this understanding should arise in us that Ahankara and Ragadvesha, etc., also Anatma. There's an additional conclusion or additional lesson that Bhashyakara draws for us. Although perhaps the text or Prajapati may or may not have intended that. But Bhashyakara says that what Prajapati demonstrated, if we extend that understanding, then we arrive to the understanding that Ahankara also is Anatma and Sukha Dukkha, Ragadvesha, Moha, etc., which are the Atmiya also are Anatma. There again, Anandagiri says, so na kevalam etavat etena. So etena is suchitam hedu rashayati. Etena means what? Because of this reason means what? Kadachit katva. Because of the being incidental. Again, Anandagiri says, anatmayadi anatmatvam atmiyatva upalakshanartham. Anatmatviya upalakshanaya. So, see in the second line, Bhashyakara said, Nakhalomadivat anatmayati pratyetavyam. That anatma. So, anatmayati anatmatvam anatmiyatva. So, anatma should be anatmatvam and should be understood as anatmiyatvam. That's what Anandagiri says. So, Nakhalomadivat anatmiyatvam. No, anatmiya, that's all. So whatever is like Nakhalomadi anatma, and therefore Ahankara, Ragadvesha also are anatma. So anatma, so anatmiyatvam, so anatmiya iti. Not anatma, but anatmiya. That belonging to anatma. Sukha Dukkha is not anatma, but belonging to anatma. Or if you go to the other tika on the line 29, Anena kadachitatvena hetuna yada sharira tat pratibimbe eva keval anatmani na pratyetavyam. So na kevalam, not only this means what? That anena, by this hetu kadachit or coming and going, either sharitat pratibimbe, this body and the reflection anatma, not only that, kintu, not only that we should understand, but further, yavat kinchit sukhadigam tasra na atma iti pratyetavyam. Whatever else is there, kadachit subject to coming and going, such as sukha dukkha, also is anatma. That also we should understand from this. Anenete uktam vivranati, it should be etena actually. It is vivranati. So, kadachit kratvat, as Anandagiri said. Now again, this Tikakara has some comment to make. But Bhashyakara has been not very precise in all this writing, for whatever reason, Or he thinks that is all understandable. So, this Tikakara fills up all the little gaps in between. So says, Yadyapi atmiyatva abhimatasya आत्मधर्मस्य सुखादेः अनात्मत्व साधनम् इष्टमेव धर्मस्य. यद्यपि even though आत्मीयत्व अभिमतस्य आत्मधर्मस्य सुखादे. So sukham, dukkham, raga, dvesha, etc., which are thought to be atma dharma. That I am sukhi, I am dukhi, I am kami, I am krodhi when I say, then sukhi, dukhi means I identify sukha, dukkha. Therefore, sukha, dukkha are thought to be the atma dharma or the attributes of atma. So when we declare ourselves sukhi, dukhi, means we are declaring that sukha, dukkha are the dharma or the attributes of atma. So it is desirable that sukha dukkha which are atma dharma also anatma to establish. Tathapi dharma dharmino aved angikara. But dharma and dharmi are looked upon as one by Vedantins. Meaning sukha and sukhi are not different. Sukha is dharma and sukhi is dharmi. You know what is dharmi? The locus of dharma. So that is the ashraya of dharma. Sukha is happiness. But happiness is dharma or the attribute. Attribute should always reside someplace. Like white is an attribute, so it must be in a wall or someplace. You know, white independently cannot exist. A dharma cannot exist independently without dharmi. A guna cannot exist without guni. Kriya cannot exist without dharmi, etc. So, there was sukha is dharma. Almost say locus, happiness. Where is happiness? Where is happiness? Who is happy? So Atma is looked upon as the ashraya or locus of dharma of sukha. Therefore, dharmas tathapi dharma dharmino aved angikarat. The thing is that when you put on Atma, body as anatma, then all dharmas also become anatma anyway because we don't see them. So you don't separately establish sukha dukkha as anatma really. Having established body as anatma, whatever belongs to body, dharma also are anatma. So tasya anatma dharmasya anatmatva sadhane tasya anatma dharmatva siddhyati. When you establish body as anatma, then all dharmas of the body are anatma dharma and not anatma. So sukha dukkha anatma dharma and not anatma. That's what it is. So then what this Tikakara says and Bhashyakara says, Nakhaloma anatma iti anatma dharma hityartha. Anandagiri said that anatmiya, you should say. He says, same anatma dharma. So, sukha dukkha, not anatma but anatma dharma. Anyway, not that dharma and dharma are different. So, if body is anatma, dharma of the body are the anatma also, but anatma dharma. Okay, now we can continue. Look at Anandagiri. Tarhi tayoho yasokta ritya viprita grahanasya apagatatvat kim uttarena prajavivakyena dasankya. So yasokta ritya. By what Bhashyakara explained, that this should have been very clear that the sadhu alankara, nakhaloma, they are all agamapai of anatma. That agamapai and still reflected. So agamapai is anatma and that gets reflected, so whatever gets reflected is anatma. This should have become very clear to them. So that's the conclusion that body is atma, or the reflection atma should have changed. So Anandagiri asked, Tarhi tayo yathokta ritya viprita grahanasya avagatatvat. So yathokta ritya, by the method, by the reasoning that Bhashyakara showed, their conclusion that the reflection of the body are Atma, that conclusion should have gone away, or the Brahma delusion should have gone away. Then why does Prajapati Kim Pashyatha? What do you see? So, Kim Uttarena Prajapati Vakyana. So what was the need for Prajapati to say that now what do you see? Because Prajapati expected, they understood that now the body is an Atma. Why did they ask them? What do you see? Or if you go to the other tika, in the line 33, Nanu साधु अलंकारादि उपन्यासेन विवक्षित लिंगस्य निर्दोषत्वात्. See, sadhu alankara upanyasa. By this presentation of sadhu alankara, etc. Hetu, what is hetu? Chaya karatvat, agamapayitvat, kadachitgatvat. Hetu is nirdoshatvat. That hetu is nirdo, meaning there is no dosha or defect in that hetu. That hetu is clear enough for anybody to come to the conclusion of that chaya and the nimitta ranatma. So, tayo kuto, because sometimes hetu is not very clear. If hetu itself is defective, then perhaps the conclusion may not be very clear, or you don't expect other people to come to the conclusion. But these hetus are very clear, and nirdosha, I mean, you have no defect in them. Then what is called hetu abhasa? In Nyaya, hetu abhasa means what? What looks like hetu, but not hetu. So, of course, this is very nirdosha hetu. Yatra yatra dhuma, tatra tatra vanni. Wherever smoke is, there is fire. It's nirdosha hetu. But yatra yatra vanni, tatra tatra dhuma. Where fire is there is smoke is there. Now because then there is, what is the hetu? Yet there is, because wherever fire is there, the smoke is, no, that's not so. There is a condition that only when the wood is moist, then only the smoke is there, and therefore, what they call it, the upadhi, but there is the ardra indhanatvam is the upadhi. So sometimes you don't think, and you say, wherever smoke is, there is fire. Wherever fire is, there is smoke. But that conclusion could be wrong. So sometimes hetu may not be very correct or precise. Hetus or the reasons given are not precise, and the conclusion you draw also may not be right. Similarly, hetus given by Prajapati of kadachitgatvam, agamapayitvam, or chayakaratvam were not precise, then perhaps Indra and Virochana could be justified in not arriving at the right conclusion. But the reasoning given by Prajapati were very precise, and therefore that should have enabled any thinking person to arrive at the conclusion that the reflection and the body causing reflection are anatma. Then how come these fellows did not arrive at that conclusion? So, kuto na brahma nivrutti iti. So, Anandagiri said, why did Prajapati ask further question? Here similarly said that, okay, how come that Brahma or delusion did not go? Iti ashankya chitta doshena. So Bhashyakara has to give a reason, chitta doshena. Pratibadha vivekatvat tava vivekshitam lingam na sfurat. So this has to strike in your mind, oh, this is what it is, you see. So hey, this is agamapaya, wait a minute. And this is not permanent. This is not nityam. Atma should be nitya. But if Atma is nitya, then look at this. This alankara, etc. are now appearing now, they were not before. And Nakhaloma, etc. they were appearing before, they are not now. So they are not. So we thought they were Atma. So formally, when the whole reflection was thought to be Atma, reflection including the Nakhaloma also was thought to be Atma. That's what they said. We see our reflection in its totality, including all the from hair to the nails. But that part is not Atma. And still it was reflected. So whatever is reflected is not Atma. That is how they should have struck to them. So therefore, the hetu enables you to understand or come to conclusion, that conclusion strike, that hetu will enable you to strike the conclusion. But Vikshilingam na sfurata, the linga of agama payatvam did not occur to them. Now by this experiment, Prajapati wants to convey that look at the fellows, there is agama payatvam here. And what is agamapai, meaning what is subject to coming and going, cannot be Atma. That is that they also knew. So look at that. So this cannot be Atma, reflection cannot be Atma. So that Prajapati did not say agamapayitvam. But from the experiment, Prajapati intended this hetu should have occurred to them. Why is he asking us to do that? Oh, why did Prajapati ask us again to look at this? If they had given thought, then they would recognize that Atma that looked earlier and Atma that looks now are different. Some aspects are missing and some aspects are new. So what was part of Atma has gone away. And what is another part of Atma has come. Now this coming and going cannot belong to Atma. So therefore these Alankara etc. are an Atma and they get reflected, so reflection also is an Atma and what gets reflected also is an Atma, so body is an Atma. That is how all of this should have struck to them. Hetu, Linga, Sfuranam should take place. That what reasoning is intended by Prajapati should have struck in the minds of these two, the reasoning did not strike to them. That's all. Like dumb fellows, we see ourselves, we see the Atma. Now we see the Atma with all ornaments, etc. Formerly we saw the Atma with nail, etc. Now we see the ornament. But then it did not occur to them that looking at two different Atmas, how can Atma be different? How can Atma change? So therefore, lingam na svardvaya chitta doshena. So mind is not ready. If mind is not subtle enough, not sophisticated enough to grasp the reasoning that is conveyed through this experiment. So Bhashyakara said, Evamiti. Bhashyakara says, Evam ashesha मिथ्याग्रह अपनय निमित्ते साधनंकारादि दुष्टान्ते प्रजापति न उक्ते श्रुत्वा तथा कृतवतोः अपि छायात्म विपरीत ग्रहो तग्रहः न अपजगाम यस्मात् तस्मात् स्वदोषेण एव केनचित् प्रतिबद्ध विवेक विज्ञानौ इन्द्रविरोचनौ अभूताम् इति गम्यते. So what lesson should we learn from this? This is the story of Indra Virochana, but what do we have to understand from that? So evam ashesha mithyagraha apanaya nimitte sadhu alankara dushtande prajapatana ukte shvatva. Having heard from Prajapati the dushtanta or experiment of sadhu alankara, which experiment was adequate to remove all their delusion, that the reflection is Atma of the body, because of which reflection is Atma, that conclusion should have gone away. So this experiment was quite adequate to enable them to drop that false notion. So ashesha mithya grahana apanaya nimitte. Mithya apanaya, all mithya, the Brahma, ashesha Brahma should have gone away from this experiment. That's the kind of experiment that Prajapati in fact had asked them to conduct. Extremely clever, or extremely intelligent. Prajapatena ukte, Prajapati said to them, Shutva, having listened to that, tatha krutavatoho. If they did not follow Prajapati's instruction, then we can understand that they did not get the advantage of what Prajapati wanted them to understand, but they followed the instruction. Chayatma viparita graho na pajagama. So chayatma viparita, the chaya is Atma, that viparita graha, that reflection is Atma, or the Nimitta also is Atma, that wrong conclusion did not go away in spite of following Prajapati's instruction, which is quite adequate for that delusion to have gone away. Yasmat, since that Brahma did not go away, therefore we have to conclude. Tasmat sadoshena eva kenachit Pratibuddha Viveka Vijnano Indra Virochana Abhutam. So Indra Virochana were what? Pratibuddha Viveka Vijnano. That Viveka Vijnana, the ability to get discriminating knowledge, not just Vijnana, not just looking at the reflection, but that should have caused a Viveka, a thinking, and discerning as to why we are told to do this. That this Prajapati is asking us to do this. Why is he asking us to do? So, at least they should have deliberated longer. Right away they said, yeah, we see the Atma. They did not deliberate at all. In either case, in the first case when they were told to look at the water as they were, they did not deliberate. Right away they said, we see the Atma with the hair and nail. And now right away they said, we see Atma with ornament, etc. That means it has not taken any time at all. They are not deliberated at all. And if they had deliberated, perhaps this hetu would have struck to them that what is the reason why and what is the difference here, etc. would have struck to them. Did not strike. Meaning that they did not even give a sense to deliberate upon this. Think about it. Reflect upon it. And get the lesson from that. So their mind was simply not ready at all. They were extremely gross people. So, kenachit pratibadda. So, kenachit swadoshena. Some dosha is there. Some defect is there in their mind. Because of which pratibadda viveka vijnana. Their viveka vijnana was hampered, obstructed. So, what should have occurred to any thinking person that did not happen to them because their thinking was obstructed by some defect of the mind. Idigamyate, this is what we have to conclude. Now, this story is told from that, all these conclusions have been drawn. So, that means, then why is it to be stated? Because this can happen. Just because the competent teacher is there. And just because the teacher's instructions are very clear or are adequate. In this case, Prajapati instructions are not very grossly open, but they are quite adequate for thinking people to understand what is meant. Because apahata papma, vijaya, vimrutyu, they know. And so when they see the Atma reflection, they should say whether it is apahata papma or not. That should have been first thought. That did not occur. Again, then they saw this reflection in water. Then also they, again, apahata papma, they did not see. With sadhu alankara also, they did not see. Meaning that they simply took the literal meaning of everything. And that's what we said. To transcend from vachyartha to lakshyartha, from literal meaning to the intended meaning requires a preparation of the mind. And so here Prajapati chose only to instruct through intended meaning and not literal meaning. To test whether or not the students are ready, and they were not ready. So therefore, but we cannot fault Prajapati. If Prajapati let them go at the first instance, when they said, "Oh sir, suparikhyayate," what is seen in the water, what is seen in the mirror, which one of them is Atma, then you stupid fellows go back. Didn't say that. Prajapati said, no, I will make them see. And ask them to look into the water. Again, nothing happened to them. Doesn't matter. I'll make them see. So, sadhu alankara, etc. All of this Prajapati did. so that it would strike to them. This is not merely literal meaning, but this is intended to convey something. We are supposed to think and we are supposed to understand something. That did not happen. That must be a chitta dosha. Some defect in the mind prevented them from doing the viveka or discrimination on what it is that they were instructed to understand. Iti gamyate. And therefore, you need the right combination here. So you need the teacher as well as the prepared students. Otherwise, the Shastra will not become Pramanam. The idea is, what is Pramanam? Pramana is Pramakaranam Pramanam, which should necessarily create the right knowledge of Prama. Yathartha Jnana is called Pramanam. So eyes must necessarily give us the knowledge of the right color and form, and ears must necessarily give us the knowledge of the right sound or the words or whatever. That's called Pramana. Then we can depend upon them. So similarly, Vedanta now Upanishad Pramanam. Vedanta is called Upanishad is Pramanam. Then words of Vedanta should necessarily give us to knowledge. So Pramanam is Pramakaranam. Pramanam must necessarily give rise to the right knowledge. If Vedanta is Pramanam, then it should necessarily give us to right knowledge. But this all wrong knowledge they came with. So if Pramanam is a defect, if eyes have a defect, like cataract or something like that, then you may see two moons instead of one. So that Pramanam also will not create Prama or Yathartha Jnana if there is Pramana dosha. It must be Nirdosha Pramanam. So here, Upanishad along with the prepared mind becomes Pramanam. Not just the words, but then words along with the mind, because words are understood in the mind. And therefore, the prepared or mature mind also is required, equally required. Then together they become Pramanam. Otherwise, Upanishads would be faulted. For not having created knowledge, then they cannot be in fact given the status of Pramanam. But that's why Bhashyakara says, Chitta dosha. Chitta also should be nirdushtam, meaning that it should also be free from dosha. Pramanam is nirdosham, but chitta also should be nirdosham. So therefore, as it happened with Indra Virochana, it can happen with any other disciples also if the chitta dosha is there. So we cannot fault the teacher and we cannot fault the Shastra. They can be faulted, of course. I am not suggesting that they are always Shastra is perfect, but teacher may not be, of course. But even if teacher is perfect, then the student also should be mature. So three things must be there: Shastra and competent teacher and mature student. If this combination is there, then the knowledge takes place. If it doesn't take place, then one of them is missing. Two of them or three of them, all of them may be missing also. Anyway. So then says again the Tika in the line 35, Sadhalankara drishtadena svena vivakshitam agamapayatvam tabhyam jnatam navaiti parikshana. Why did he ask? So what made Prajapati ask him, Kim pashyata iti? Says Sadhu, so by the drishtanta or experiment of Sadhu Alankara, svena vivakshitam. What was intended by Prajapati? That they should be able to understand the agama apayatvam and their anatmatvam, the body, etc. Have they grasped it or not? That's what Prajapati wanted to confirm. So, jnatam navaiti parikshanaya. For that pariksha, Prajapati asked, Kim pashyata? What do you see? So, Bhashyakara says, Tau पूर्ववत् एव दृढनिश्चयो पप्रच्छ किं पश्यत इति तो पप्रच्छ kim pashyate. To them ask, what do you see? But then who were they? Purva Dhruva Nischaya. From their answer it looks like that their Nischaya did not change. Purva Dhruva Nischaya. Their Nischaya, or the conclusion that, ascertainment that the reflection of the body is an Atma, that conclusion also remained or became firm. To those, Prajapati asked, what do you say? Prajapati, if this Tikakara is right, then we can't say Dhruva Nischaya. So, Prajapati papracha. To them, Prajapati asked, what do you see? To test whether or not they have grasped what it is that he intended them to grasp. Okay, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.